of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
States of America.
My name is Michael Murray. I'm from Warwick, Rhode Island. I'm here basically to stress my First Amendment right to free speech. I'd like to just talk to people a little bit about some of the anomalies and mysteries about 9/11 that the media would basically like you not to know. I'd ask that viewers Google some information about 9/11, such as a man named Michael Springman, the former head of of issuing visas at the U.S. consulate in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The man was basically in charge of looking at applications and issuing the visas for people to come to the United States. He received applications from a number of the hijackers on 9/11, and denied their requests for various reasons to come to the United States. Upon denying those requests, he promptly received a phone call from his superiors in the State Department telling him to not only issue the visas, but also told him that the terrorist watch list that these men were on were just a cover because they were actually operatives working for the CIA, ISI, various intelligence agencies. So he did go ahead and issue these visas to the supposed hijackers on the request of his supervisors. I suggest people look into that because that's very serious. He's gone public now and obviously been fired. So that's something to look into there. Also, the names Nawaf al-Hamzi and Khalid al-Midar, two hijackers that were living in San Diego prior to 9/11. They lived with an FBI informant. People need to look into that. They had their credit cards, their rent paid for by FBI informant. The name escapes me now, but please Google that and you'll see the information. Also, just the various things about 9/11 that don't make sense. The air defense stand down. How in the hell did the United States defense system miss 4 airliners flying around, some for about an hour, when in the year prior to 9/11, 67 times they intercepted hijacked or, flights that veered off course, transponder off course, whatever it may be. 67 times they were up within 10 minutes. On 9/11, every plane hit their target without incident. And you might want to look into who was in charge of NORAD in the air defense system on that day, that being Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld. And also, me personally, I met with a man named Kevin McPadden, a Air Force search and rescue specialist. I met with him at Ground Zero on 9/11, 2006. And he went public and spoke about being at World Trade Center 7 just prior to it collapsing. And he stated that he went up to where they were holding everybody back, and basically he was told by a representative of the Red Cross to stand back because the building would be coming down. Everybody needed to stay back. And this Red Cross representative had a walkie-talkie on him. And he was pacing around and he heard on the walkie-talkie 10, 9, 8, 7. When it got down to about 4 or 3, the representative of Red Cross turned around and yelled to the crowd, "Run for your effing lives." This building came down within seconds later. There was a countdown, and we have witnesses now that have gone public saying they heard the countdown. You can't get much more smoking gun than that. Buildings take weeks and months in advance of planning to bring down. So the idea that it maybe could have fallen on that day is absolutely absurd. And then we have also policemen, firemen, architects, engineers saying The buildings, the towers themselves, it's absolutely impossible for these towers to fall the way they did, symmetrically at free fall speed with no resistance within 15 seconds. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. The governor, Jesse Ventura, has gone public now saying, if he's mentioned on Alex Jones' radio show, if you drop a pool ball from the top of World Trade Center towers, it'd take 9.3 seconds to hit the ground. That in a vacuum. So we have the towers coming down within 15 seconds. That's not much leeway. These things basically fell at free fall speed. Scientifically impossible. Please Google that. Google this information. And once again, Michael Murray from Warwick, Rhode Island. And this is my First Amendment right. I'm using it. And the authority figures that may be watching this, do what you may.
Trivia question. Who was the only person that is on a dollar bill that was not a president?
American currency was not president. Susan B. Anthony?
Ben Franklin.
I understand you overheard this question asked to another person, and you have a contradiction. So I'll ask you this question. Who was the only person that is on a dollar bill who was not a president?
There are actually two of them. Benjamin Franklin, who's on the $100 bill, and Alexander Hamilton, who's on the $10 bill.
Oh, he got us.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Johnny B. from Warwick, Rhode Island. This is our freedom of speech. I just want to say a few things. I'm going to go back to 1787 when our forefathers, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, Jefferson, realized that this country needed to turn around. I want to say a few words because one thing that we do, we have a lot of talent in this country. We got to bring the troops back. We cannot afford a war for the next 3 or 4 years. It will crumble us. We have a lot of talent. Look at Microsoft. Look at all different corporations we have over here. We're going to get those CEOs, those VPs to run this country so we can do what our forefathers does to keep this country to be a world power if we want to be a world power. If we don't do that, we're going to lose it. That's all I have to say because I want to be long-winded, but bring back America.
This concludes this program broadcast. We the People, a freedom of speech television show. Go to www.wethepeopleofri.org.